Sure.
So
Okay.
we have a few.
Wait, let me kick the recording button, or someone just do it for me and kick the recording button and save it back. And then I would like someone to announce this debates first.
I just
restarted
the recording bot.
So no one can announce it? Oh, okay, I'll just announce it myself.
Those good stretches.
Okay, so it's Chunin exam Sasuke versus Chunin exam Lee. You have the position that Lee wins. I have the position that Sasuke wins. Right, Blue Marvel?
Sasuke W.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so let me just announce this first, and then you can just give your reasons to why I think your character beats mine.
Sure, why not?
Okay, so you can go ahead. So, what exactly is your reason?
Okay. No, wait, hold on. Do you agree to versus battle?
Versus battle wiki, yeah, sure.
Do you agree to standard battle?
Yeah, standard battle assumption, yeah, sure.
Okay. Do you agree to fandom?
No, actually.
And why is that?
Because I have no knowledge of fandom, so I have no reason to agree or disagree with it. So I'll not agree with it.
Let's say that I don't have any lot. Okay, well, hold on. That doesn't even make. Why does that mean that you can't use something you have no knowledge on?
I'm not saying I can't do it. I just prefer not to. I think I have a justifiable reason for me to not agree with this because I don't know what I'm agreeing with. It's like signing a contract with a fucking blindfold.
So how about this? How about give you prep time to actually look it up, know what you're talking about, and then decide. But
Or
if
you
you're
could just
gonna,
give me a short description of what is in fandom, could you? Or couldn't you?
sure, but you have to ask first, but you didn't ask. But sure, if you want me to, sure, why not?
Mm-hmm.
So for one, it's basically a description and give you definitions of different words, different uses, different actual concepts, etc. It's like versus battle, but for a
Oh,
specific
okay.
fandom.
So the I didn't
And
get
that would,
from this is that okay. So I see some issues with this. So I guess it's a source which gives us descriptions for certain terminologies. Personally, I tend to be very, I guess, pedantic when it comes to descriptions. I think descriptions can be arbitrary at certain times, and I think they can be flawed. So how about this? I agree to versus battle weekend SB as a good basis, but I don't agree with it as a totally accurate or complete basis for I guess this whole entire debate, whatever. Right. So the thing about the description thing and the fandom thing, I would not agree with that for certain reasons. I prefer if you give me databook statements or databook scans to exemplify the concepts of certain I guess techniques that we're talking about within this debate. Okay.
no, so the reason why I'm saying descriptions is basically describing something, right? So when you describe
Mm-hmm.
something clearly, the fandom itself is not the manga, right? But you can describe what the manga says. So it's all factually proven, it's factually referenced, right? It's not like it's saying, oh, well, I think this happened in the manga. No, it's actually giving a valid, accurate description of what actually happens.
Wait. So
Instead
Blue
of
Marvel,
going,
hold on there.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going to the actual manga, right, and then like wasting, I'm not gonna say wasting time, but like using up a lot of time in order to, in order to get the actual scans that you need, you can basically just go straight to the fandom, and it basically shows you and describes, and then tell you the exact manga from which you can look up and get the actual scan from. So it just makes the entire process of you and me both looking up feats, descriptions, or not descriptions, feats, and they're like showings and shit like that, right? It all makes it easier.
Okay, so I think what your argument goes like, we can go to this website to just search for descriptions of these jutsus or concepts, and because this is easier to do, it is better to do. So I disagree with this personally. So the reasons why I disagree with this is because, for one, hold on there a second. I did not interrupt you. I did not get the authority to
No, I
interrupt
just
you
said
while
my
you
bad.
were
Go ahead,
about
go
to
ahead,
speak.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so pretty much my disagreement is based on the fact that the fandom is written by people who gives their opinionated perspectives of what they deem certain jutsus to be, right? Meaning that possibly their perception could be flawed as regards whatever jutsu they're describing. Sure, they give accurate descriptions multiple times, but at the same time, you can't just claim that because of this, their descriptions are absolute and we should take these as some presuppositional standard that we ought to agree on. I don't agree on that at all. I think it's invalid arguments.
Bro, what? Why are you even speaking on fandom when you just told me you don't even know what it says or what it is? What are you talking
Wait
about?
on
It
there a
doesn't say
second.
that.
If I say I don't know what it
Hold on,
says,
hold on. And
right?
then from what
I'm
I
simply
just said,
denying the certainty of this thing.
hold on, right? You just complained about finishing your sentence. Hold on, right? So not only that, but in the description that I mean, not description, in the explanation that I just damn, and the explanation that I just gave you right now, it literally says that it doesn't even use their opinions. It uses the actual reference from the manga.
Again.
It's like literally saying that, bro. What the fuck? Literally
Blue Marvel,
saying
you're a
that.
very funny
Hold on,
guy. You're a very
hold on.
funny
That's
guy. I
exactly.
like that.
Hold on, right? So if you look up Marvel.com, I'm not saying that it is, but I'm just giving you a visualization in order for it to be easier for you to understand, right? So Marvel.com, you look it up, right? It's not the
Hmm.
actual comic, but the website itself gives you an accurate description of what it is from the comic, right? But it's
Blue
not
Marvel, you're
saying
hilarious.
that just because it's stated. Hold on. So it's saying that just because it's stated doesn't actually make it
Uh-huh.
invalid. It doesn't make it opinionated. It's not subjective. It's all objectively referenced. And it's all factually proven. So
Yeah,
I
you're
don't know
hilarious.
when you're saying that.
No, no,
Hold
no,
on.
no,
So
no. This is
hold on.
okay, Blue
When you're
Marvel.
saying
Everyone, hold on. Blue Marvel is fine. Everyone goes through
one more
these little
sentence,
phases.
Hold on. When you one
Okay,
more
go
sentence, right?
ahead.
So when you say that you don't agree because you are assuming or drawing a conclusion that has no relevance or no correlations to what I just described to you, not describe, but explain to you, it literally just says that when you actually look up what the fandom is, right? That's why I even suggested you go do it yourself. I would give you prep time. We can debate tomorrow, right? You can take the rest of the fucking hours and then debate me tomorrow. But in
I
order
don't
for
think
you,
I don't need, I'm not being
hold on.
offensive or
So the
obnoxious.
reason
I
why
just
I'm
don't think I need prep time to
hold on, one
debate anyone,
more
except
sentence, one
especially
more point.
you.
Wait, what? Go ahead.
Nothing. You can continue, bro.
Okay, so what I'm saying
Uh,
is if you're disagreeing with what I'm saying, you can go to the actual site itself, pinpoint exactly what you disagree
Oh
with,
my god.
and then we can go from there. But for you to keep arguing from what I'm saying and then you're literally diverting from what I just said. I literally just
No,
said
I'm
they don't
not.
use their opinions. And then your
Wait, I thought you said just
explanation
one more sentence. You just said like three more sentences. But could I just give my response now? Cause this is gonna be pretty short.
is just simply
So
mean a point.
well,
But sure,
actually,
go
it's not
ahead.
gonna be pretty short because you made like several points. But I mean, either way, one thing I need to say for sure, and I think this is very relevant to my position. I just think personally, I just think you're a very funny guy. I think you're hilarious, and I like that. But to give my refutation to your argument, right? I'm actually astounded. Wait, hold on there a second. Let me just be serious for a second, okay? So you said that whatever they say is objective, not subjective. Um, Basically, subjective is just anything which is based on our perceptual values or what we perceive of a given data. If this website is being made by person or said persons, then essentially they're given their, I guess, justified perception of what they see in the manga and then describing it based off what they recall, right? That's still subjective, right? And I can do the same and you can do the same, right? We can all do the same. We can all describe judges and so on. We are all people describing or giving our, I guess, opinionated or not. I don't really like to use the word opinionated because it sounds as if I'm denying any form of substantiation. But we give our own perceptual beliefs on what we deem to be true from what we don't deem to be true, right? These are still opinionated. What really matters is the justificator status behind these perceptual beliefs, which we always tend to investigate, especially in dialectics or in any debate. We investigate into the proof of things. I'm not gonna try to go on any fucking tangent, but my major points of this refutation, Blue Marvel, is just that yes, it is subjective. It's not objective. They're basing off their perception. They're looking at the scan and they're saying, okay, this is what I'm going to describe it as. It's not objective. It's not certain. They can be wrong. I can be wrong. You can be wrong, right? And accepting this possibility heading into the debate we try to determine which possibility is more probable and which one we should go with, right? Which is whether I am wrong or whether you're wrong, right? So neither of what we're saying is objective, and not what they're saying is also not objective. There's a possibility in which you can actually debunk what they're saying, or I can debunk what they're saying, right? So for one, that's the first point I'm going to make, or the first, I guess, section of my refutation. The other section to your arguments is just pretty much that, Blue Marvel, we can just say, or we don't have to necessarily agree on these. You can give these things as proof towards your position heading into the debate or during the debate. And if I agree on it, I'm not going to contend it. If I disagree on it, I'm going to give my contentions towards it. I feel as if you're, I guess, forcing or obliging me to agree on these standards, which are just not presuppositional, and I don't have to agree for any dialect to be possible, pragmatically. But yeah, I can give a response.
Sure. First off, the reason why I'm saying that it's not subjective is because, and then the funny part about it is that you keep speaking on the fandom as if you know what you're talking about, but you just admit that you don't know. So the fact that you keep calling it subjective, when I, in my description or my explanation or clarification or whatever word you want to use, I literally just said, so where are you even getting that idea from it being subjective? Like, if you could understand the format from the actual fandom, that would be understandable, right? But for you to keep saying, well, Blue Marvel, from what I'm hearing, from what you're saying, you are saying that the actual thing is objectively described, right? Because you can describe something objectively. Actually, let me ask you that question. Yes or no, right? Can you describe something objectively,
No,
factually?
that's not possible for any human beings, no.
Okay, do you know what a description is?
I know what the description is. Anything or any explanation which investigate the properties of a particular entity.
Okay. And if you basically say that you could give an account, would you consider giving an account in words as a description?
Yeah, it will. When you say account, what exactly do you mean by account? I guess
No, it just simply means
a detailed reference as regards or with respect to something.
exactly, yes.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. So you think that's the definition that you can go by. Okay, sure. So can you not give an account factually?
Factually, yeah, but factual or something mean the fact does not entail it being objective at all.
Huh? Are you saying facts aren't subjective?
Facts by definition just pretty much information or data set that we use to substantiate a particular view. So it's not like something be factual, or for us to even deem something to be factual, we have to rely on our sense experience. So it's inherently subjective.
Oh my God.
And that's where epistemic fallibilism comes in, because then we can always doubt the perceptual values of our or the perceptual beliefs that we possess in reality or about reality, because there's a possible world in which what we're perceiving is wrong.
Okay, I'll say this. You called me funny.
Blue Marvel's an
I think you're
infallibilist.
funny. I think you're very, very funny. No, you said possible world. No, that we're not gonna do that.
You deny
So
possible worlds existing?
what?
I'm asking if you deny possible worlds existing, because based off your laugh and your approach towards the word possible worlds, I guess you're implying that this thing is absurd.
Yeah, you could wait until I explain and then like try to say what I'm implying, right?
Sure,
But
go ahead.
the reason why I said it was funny is because I find it funny. That's subjective. But me saying,
Yeah.
for an example, let me give you an example. If you disagree with the example, we don't have to debate. We can just stop it right here because I'm not going to keep arguing back and forth. Right? It's already circular. So let me give you an example. If someone says 1 + 1 is 2, right? They say it to one person. That one person goes, goes somewhere else outside of the room from the person you just told was one, right? Let's say that one person carries a message, and then that messenger goes to a fucking person and they describe what that person said. That factual information that was just described is still objective. You're not
No, if
saying
the
that
person is
it's not
describing what the
objective. Hold on,
person
hold on,
is
hold
saying,
on. You
human
just
beings
complained about
they're
getting cut
hearing.
off. Hold on. You just complained about getting cut off. Hold on, let me finish, right? So when you talking about it being subjective, you're saying from the person I'm not saying that it has anything to do with the person. I'm talking about the actual information that there are. I mean, that the fucking fandom, they are referring to. What they are referring to in itself is objective, right? A description of literally any fandom versus battle, standard battle, all of that is subjective because someone wrote it. That's clearly and very obviously not what I'm talking about, and that's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about the actual description in itself, the actual account.
So why exactly is the actual
Said,
description factual or
in itself is
objective?
what's objective? What?
Why exactly is the actual description factual or objective? From this fandom's perspective.
Because they wait. Hold on. Ask that one more time. Your accent is pretty hard.
Why exactly is the fandom's description objective or factual?
Because from what they reference, it's actual
Mhm.
factual information.
Yeah,
that
why
makes
is
it
this true?
objective. What do you mean? Why is it true?
Yeah, what makes it factual? Like, what exactly are you basing the idea that it's factual on?
Do you need an example?
Okay, so Blue Marvel, I'm just gonna clarify my skepticism or just my skeptical approach towards what you're saying. So, for one, I don't agree that something being factual entails it being objective. But I'm gonna steal man this to make your argument stronger for a moment, right? I'm gonna steal man this and still ask you what exactly endorses the idea that what you're saying or what the fandom says is necessarily factual, like what everything they say is factual.
Because of the information itself on it is factually proven. So proof.
Yeah, how is it? Okay, so you're saying the information is factually proven. So you'd have to go through every single information on this fandom to even make the claim that it is necessarily factual.
No, you can make a general conclusion. You could summarize the entire site, right? It's for you
Okay,
to
so
prove that
do you think that all the information on the site is factual? Yes or no?
what?
Do you think that every information on that site is factual? Yes or no?
Description of it, yes. The references,
Okay,
yes.
so your argument is already invalid. So I'll just like put this in a syllogism for you. So your argument goes like premise one: some information that I have seen is factual. Conclusion: every information on it is factual. That's a hasty generalization, actually.
I actually didn't say that.
Well, that's your argumentative structure. I'm summarizing your argument in like a syllogistic
That's a straw
inference.
man then. That's a horrible straw.
It's literally not, because when I asked you, when I forced you to give me every single instance on the site to then establish that this is necessarily factual, you told me you don't have to, and you can just go based off a generalized evidence or an evidence which just shows the general, I guess, conclusion on the factuality of this source information. And I'm telling you
Yes.
that no, this would not be a sufficient data set to extrapolate that every single information on the source is in fact factual.
So, from what I'm understanding, you're saying that a general consensus, a majority, let's say 99%, is not important for the 1% that may or may not prove that it's incorrect. You're saying that the
Yeah.
entirety of hold on, you're saying that the entirety of fandom is wrong because of a few mistakes.
No,
You're trolling me. You're trolling at this
that's
point.
not what I'm saying.
But that's what you're implying. Horribly.
That's not what I'm implying either.
So what is the point in talking about the 1%? Or not, you didn't say the 1%, right? But
I
I'm
didn't
giving
say
an
1%. You're
analogy.
the one who brought it up in a
I just
hypothetical
said that.
world.
I just said that. But I'm giving an analogy, right? So it's making the dialect go a little bit more easier. So in this case, let's say that you're
Yeah.
talking about 1%. Hold on. Let's say that in this case specifically,
Yeah, I was
you're
correcting you.
talking
You
about a
used the word
1%.
yeah, continue.
Oh my God. No, go ahead.
Yeah, for one, I was just correcting you in one thing. You said dialect, you meant dialectic. Doesn't really matter. Pretty much I was gonna tell you that you claimed essentially that every information on this source, every description of jutsus on this source is factual. I asked you to justify it using or showing me instances or every single instance to then observe it to then tell me why exactly it is factual. You said you don't have to. You can just go based off a few instances or the general instances of this informational source to then establish as to why every single information is factual. I told you this is an invalid argument, a hasty generalization fallacy to be more specific, because basically your argumentative structure based off what you've told me would have to be that premise 1. Some information that are all the information that I've seen is factual. Conclusion, every single information is factual. For one, you'd have to be assumed that you've seen every single information on the source, which I doubt you do, and you have to justify you doing. And 2, simply me, or let's say, for example, I have 1,000 apples, and I've observed 500 of these apples, and all of those apples are red. Or let's say 700. Let's say observe 700 of 1,000 apples, and 700 of those apples happens to be red, right? Despite the fact that the majority of the apples that I've seen is red, it does not entail that every single apple within this, I guess, informational set is in fact red. That would be a hasty generalization, because for me to make the claim that all apples are red, right, I would have to observe the entirety of this, right?
What?
You have not observed the entirety of this, nor have you shown any, I guess, justification as to why every single description on this fandom is in fact accurate. So I have no reason to be justified to believe in your position. It's unjustified. Should be dismissed.
Are you finished?
Yes, I am finished.
Okay. Yeah. So 2 things. I'm not even gonna. Okay, 2 things, right? So for one, you are coming from a standpoint with 0 information. 0. The entire conversation was based on the fact that I'm giving a simple summarization of what the fandom is, right? You don't know whether, hold on, you don't know whether or not I'm actually speaking from a standpoint of me knowing every single detail and every single fact about the fandom. It's called a summarization, right? The standpoint isn't for me to prove every single information I have is valid or not. That's not for me to do. The entire point of this conversation,
well, it is
or
actually.
the starting point of this conversation,
It is.
is just a simple talk
Okay.
about. Bro, hold on. You can't keep saying that. Hold on, right? So you keep making this idea of the burden having to prove every single factual point that has to be proven, right? You're coming from a standpoint of trying to be convinced. It's never my burden, or it's never my job for me to convince you. But again, you keep ignoring and then sliding and then skipping over this easy and very fucking simplistic conclusion, right? You can literally go on the site itself. Go on the site itself and pinpoint the actual incorrect fallacies or incorrect wrong information or whatever you want to pinpoint, right? But you're arguing purposely and in trying to make it circular in order for us to not move on to the. You always do this for some reason, right? So I'll keep it simple. Hold on. I'll keep it simple, right? If you don't agree to fandom, we're not debating. I'll keep it that simple. I'm not ducking. I'm not avoiding.
We are already engaging in a debate, but I'm just telling this.
Hold on. No, we're not debating. We're having a conversation before
we
the
just
debate.
announced the debate, but sure. Everyone in this species listen to a debate right now. We are debating.
Prove that we're debating. No, it doesn't actually. All we did.
You just applied. You see that a while ago. You denied the idea that we're in fact debating. So you're debating me on whether we're debating right now. That's not a debate.
No, that's
and you're trapping yourself. But either way, can I respond to what you said prior?
Not finished.
I personally think it's very silly. Personally,
you can't cut me off. You're the main one complaining about getting cut off, and that's all you're doing.
Stop. No, you actually finished your explanation.
No,
you actually finished.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You can't tell me if I'm finished or not, right? But I'll keep it simple. Again, you cut me off again, I'll leave the VC, and then we'll just say you concede. You're compromising dialectics on purpose, right?
That's not actually how it works.
Like I was saying, just to finish, right? If I did the same thing you would do, you would probably server abuse. Like, stop it.
No, I have not served you yet, and you've interrupted me once or twice. I don't serve new people like that.
I'm talking about this into specifics, right? So I gave you a solution. The conversation with the context that you keep leaving out and purposely leaving out and trying to ignore is that we're talking about from a standpoint of you having 0 information and me giving a simple summarization of what fandom is, right? You're trying to say that I have to prove every single thing about fandom to be accurate, right? You didn't say that about the versus battle. You didn't say that about standard battle.
Slow.
You're saying that, oh, I'm skeptic. The point I'm trying to make is this. I'll keep it simple and then keep it quick. Your skepticism has no validity to being here, right? So again, if you don't respond or like just ignore it again, I'll just say that we're not debating. But
okay, so oh my gosh, this is like
if you decide to actually continue on a long tangent and a long conversation that's clearly circular about you coming from a standpoint of wanting to be convinced for no particular fucking reason, then we could just end it right here. And then if you don't want to agree to fandom, which you have no real fucking evidence to prove that it's wrong, you have no real evidence to prove that anything about the fandom is not accurately capable of being used. You have no real any substance to say that the fandom is not capable of being used. You're fucking arguing on the arguments that are fucking
Bro, are you like
wrong,
finished yet?
and
Cause I
not
like
with the
have
actual fandom.
something to do and I just
I'm
want like
clearly not
easily
finished.
like debunk this shit.
I'm
If
not
one of
finished.
yours is like wasting my time.
I'm not finished. Can you
Yeah.
stop? Can you
Yeah,
stop? I'm clearly not
you
finished.
finished your argument, but then you went
So
on a
hold on.
temper tantrum.
Hold on,
Okay,
I'm not
whatever.
on a temper tantrum. You clearly did this on purpose. You always do that. You keep calling me out, and then as soon as I fucking agree to debate you, you'll argue on the fucking semantics rather than the fucking topic. You always do this. I just
That's
finished
because you're
complaining
the one who
about this
brings
in
these
Infinite
up. You're
Realms
these
and in the
points
fucking
up.
last server. So I'm not surprised you're doing this, but just stop. Right? You can't complain about fucking being civil and then
Dude,
getting
are you
cut
like
off, and
finished
that's
with
all
your
you're doing.
arguments yet? Cause
Stop.
like I wanted
I'm
to like
still not
debunk
finished.
this again for the like
Still not
eighth
finished
time.
though. I'm still not finished. Can you wait?
Yeah, just continue with the argument, please.
Okay. So, like I was saying, right? The entire point is for you to prove that the fandom is wrong, not
Oh
for
my
me
god,
to
this
prove
nigga.
that everything about fandom is right. Right? That's not for me to prove a negative. I am not
It's
supposed
not a
to prove
negative.
something
Fuck.
is incorrect. Hold, bro, stop. Okay, you cut me off again. I'll leave, VC. And I'm not gonna keep doing this. So, like I said before, right?
Shut up, bitch.
Your point. All right, goodbye.
Concession accepted.
W.